Welcome to Celestial Zodiac. This is your daily horoscope for Monday, April 27th, 2026. With the Sun in Taurus setting a slower, more deliberate tone, and subtle stabilizing support from Saturn influence in the background, today encourages you to move with intention rather than urgency. There's less pressure to act quickly and more emphasis on paying attention to where your energy is going and whether it's truly supporting you. This isn't about forcing progress. It's about recognizing what's steady, what's sustainable, and what actually has long-term value. What you notice today begins to shape the direction of the rest of your week. Aries, today encourages you to slow down, especially when it comes to decisions around money, time, or effort. You may feel an initial push to act quickly or respond right away, but there's more value in pausing and observing what's actually happening. Not everything requires immediate action, and rushing could lead to overlooking something important. As the day unfolds, you may start to notice where your energy has been going and whether it's truly giving you something in return. This awareness helps you begin shifting your focus toward what's more stable and supportive. Today is less about momentum and more about making choices that hold their value over time. Taurus, there's a subtle but noticeable shift in your energy today, drawing you inward and helping you reconnect with yourself. You may feel less interested in rushing or reacting, and more focused on moving with intention and awareness. This is a good time to check in with what you actually want, rather than responding to expectations around you. As the day progresses, you may begin to feel more grounded in your own pace, even if things around you feel slower than usual. There's strength in this steadiness, even if it's quiet. Today is about allowing yourself to move in a way that feels aligned, not pressured. Gemini, today may feel quieter than what you're used to, encouraging you to step back rather than stay constantly engaged. You might notice a pull to withdraw slightly, even if you don't fully understand why at first. This isn't about isolation, it's about creating space for something to surface. As the day goes on, you may start to recognize thoughts or feelings that have been sitting in the background. Giving yourself time to process them helps bring a sense of clarity that wouldn't come through distraction. You don't need to figure everything out today, but you are beginning to understand something more clearly. This is a day for observation, reflection, and mental reset. Cancer, your focus today shifts toward your goals and the people connected to them, but with a more thoughtful and selective approach. You may start to notice where your time and energy are being divided in ways that don't fully support your direction. There's less desire to say yes to everything and more awareness around what actually matters. As the day unfolds, you may begin to reassess certain commitments or connections. This doesn't require immediate change, but it does bring important clarity. You're starting to see what aligns with your future and what may not. Today is about becoming more intentional with where you invest yourself moving forward. Leo, today brings your attention toward your responsibilities and long-term direction, but with a more measured and thoughtful approach. You may feel an underlying pressure to take action or make progress, especially in your career or obligations. However, as the day unfolds, you begin to recognize that rushing won't necessarily get you where you want to go. There's value in slowing down and reassessing what truly deserves your effort. You may start to notice where your energy has been stretched too thin or where something hasn't been as productive as expected. This awareness helps you begin shifting your focus toward what actually supports your growth. Today is about moving with intention rather than reacting to pressure. Virgo, today encourages you to expand your perspective, but in a way that feels grounded and intentional rather than rushed. You may feel drawn toward something new, whether it's an idea, opportunity, or different way of thinking. However, there's a noticeable pause that keeps you from jumping in too quickly. As the day unfolds, you begin to filter what's truly worth exploring and what may simply be a distraction. This helps you approach things with more clarity and purpose. You don't need to have everything figured out right now, but you are starting to see what aligns with your long-term growth. Today is about thoughtful exploration rather than impulsive movement. Libra, Today brings your attention to deeper emotional or shared matters that may have been sitting beneath the surface. You may feel the weight of something that hasn't been fully addressed, especially if balance has been off for some time. While you may have preferred to keep things smooth or avoid discomfort, that approach feels less effective now. As the day unfolds, you begin to recognize where something needs honesty and attention. This doesn't require immediate confrontation, but it does call for awareness. You're starting to see what needs to shift in order for things to feel more stable and balanced. Today is about acknowledging what's real rather than maintaining appearances. Scorpio, your relationships come into focus today, particularly where something may feel uncertain, unbalanced, or unresolved. You may notice a stronger urge to address something directly, even if you've been holding back. Avoidance feels less comfortable now, and there's a growing awareness that clarity is needed. As the day unfolds, you begin to see a situation more realistically, especially in terms of how it's functioning over time. This helps you understand where things stand without overreacting emotionally. You don't need to make any final decisions today, but you are becoming more aware of what you need. Today is about facing things directly, even if it's just within yourself. Sagittarius, today shifts your attention toward your daily routine, your workload, and your overall sense of balance. You may start to notice where things feel slightly off, whether it's your schedule, your energy, or how much you're taking on. There's less desire to push through everything and more awareness around what's actually sustainable. As the day unfolds, you may begin to recognize where small adjustments could make a meaningful difference. This isn't about overhauling everything at once, but about becoming more intentional with how you move through your day. You don't need to solve it all today, but you are starting to see what needs to change. This is a moment to observe and begin simplifying where possible. Capricorn, today brings a subtle focus on creativity, enjoyment, or something that naturally draws your interest. You may feel a pull towards something that excites you, but there's also a sense of wanting to understand whether it's worth your time and energy. This isn't just about passing interest, it's about recognizing potential. As the day unfolds, you may begin to consider how something you enjoy could be developed into something more meaningful. There's a balance here between allowing yourself to explore and staying grounded in reality. You don't need to commit fully just yet, but you are beginning to see what has substance. Today is about noticing what feels both enjoyable and worth building on. Aquarius, today turns your attention inward, focusing on your personal space, your environment, and your emotional foundation. You may feel the need to slow down or step back slightly, especially if things have felt unsettled or out of balance. There's something beneath the surface that may be asking for your attention, even if it's not immediately clear. As the day unfolds, you may begin to recognize what's been overlooked or what needs adjustment. This could relate to your surroundings, your routines at home, or even your emotional well-being. You don't need to fix everything today, but you are becoming more aware of what would help you feel more stable. This is a day for grounding yourself and creating space for that stability to grow. Pisces, today highlights your thoughts, your conversations, and the way you process what's around you. You may feel mentally active, but also more selective about what you engage with. There's less interest in distractions and more focus on clarity and meaning. As the day unfolds, you may start to organize your thoughts around something that's been unclear or unresolved. This helps you feel more confident in how you express yourself, even if you're still working through the details. You don't need to have all the answers yet, but you are beginning to form a clearer understanding. Today is about observing your thoughts and allowing them to take shape in a more intentional way. As the day comes to a close, there's a growing sense that slowing down has given you something valuable: clarity. What may have felt uncertain or scattered earlier is beginning to take shape in a more grounded way. This isn't about having all the answers yet, but about recognizing where your energy is best placed. Today was about awareness, and that awareness becomes your advantage as the week continues. Move forward with intention, trust what you're starting to see more clearly, and allow things to unfold at a pace that actually supports you. That's your daily cosmic commute forecast. Please like, subscribe, and share to stay connected to your Monday through Friday astrology here on Celestial Zodiac.